Hey, I'm Will with Cardboard Minute. Today I'm going to be playing Creature Comforts. This is a game designed by Roberta Taylor and published by Kids Table Board Games. I will be playing a complete solo game, but first I will teach you how to play the game multiplayer. I'll explain the differences in the solo mode. I will then do my entire playthrough and I will give my review at the end. Feel free to check the timestamps below or where you want to jump. In this game, we are playing as woodland creatures who have, the three seasons, spring, summer, and fall, to prepare for the winter. So they will have the coziest, snuggliest winter ahead of them with the best items and the most comfort. So let's head down and we'll see how to play. So here we have the game set up as per the rulebook. If you would like a shorter game, you can remove a random summer and fall from each of the forest and meadow locations. The solo is a little bit different for setup, and I'll cover that when I get to it. Each player will have their own little area, and you are essentially trying to collect the most hearts, shown by both different improvements as well as different things that you will craft. That provides how much comfort you have in your home at the end of the game, and building additional locations will reveal more and more hearts as well. So you get a little bit of bonus points for that. So the round is very simple. At the start of the round, except for with the first round, you will remove and reveal the next forest and meadow locations. Then you will remove the bottom and left of the two sets of cards, and then slide everything over to and then refill, and reveal the new visitor at the end, and turn the river wheel clockwise by 1 notch. And then each player will roll their family dice and set those on their board. So there's a little bit of speculation involved. You essentially have a part of the puzzle, a part of the information going into the round. You'll know what your dice are, but you will not know what the village dice are yet. After each player has rolled their dice, everybody simultaneously will place their 4 workers in any of these circle locations around the board, or if there was an improvement built that has a glade, which has a location, you may activate those later, but you do not require a worker. And I'll explain how that works. There is no blocking this game like you often see in other worker placement games. Every spot is permissive and it can have any number of players there. However, only one of each player's piece may reside in that location. So we're essentially speculating which actions we think we will be able to do. After placement, and then when everybody has finished that, we will roll the village dice and place them back on the board here. And then players in turn order will take turns activating everything they can during the game, or everything they choose to. So how activation works, and which, again, each player will do all their activations, and then it will pass to the next player. We have to be very careful that you do not change accidentally any of the white dice, which are the village dice, or your personal dice. The white ones, because they will be used by other players later in the round. If you wish, you can spend lessons learned tokens, which are these plus or minus tokens, to change the value of the pips on the die by that many. You can spend as many as you want. Do not change the actual die, it only counts for you. And of course, you may not wrap around from 6 to 1. And so then we are going to be setting out dice to show which actions we wish to take. Each family member requires a die to use, but not each location requires a family member. The one place that does not require a family member is if there are any glades built. You may place only one of your personal colored family member die to activate that location. And usually there's a benefit for the owner if someone takes that location. Essentially, you're expanding the board a little bit. So each location has a different die requirement. You are, however, not required to activate one of your guys, but you must allocate all of your dice first before you then take the actions. This is because things you earn, rather lessons learned you earn during the game, cannot be applied in the same round of which they are earned. So for example, here we need a 3 or under. Maybe I'll place this with this guy. He needs a 1, 5, or 6. So I'll activate that with here. This one has the pound or hash symbol. So you can place any die there and any die here of the same symbol. Then you can choose to resolve them in whatever order you choose. Typically, most locations, if you meet the requirement, you gain the resources shown above. On the water wheel, it is split into 3 sections with increasing rarity. Then we have the trading market, which you can do as many trades as you wish, but you have to follow the trading guide as shown. Then we have the card drawing areas. This one will allow you to draw a card from the collection here. They will refill immediately. And this location requires you to have exact numbers to draw off the top of the deck that are 1 or 2 cards. The visitor each visitor will have their own thing that it will allow you to do, as well as usually some sort of bonus that applies to the round. Sometimes it's something immediate that happens when he's revealed, or at the end of the round, or that's consistent throughout the round. And then lastly, the location down here, it allows you to build improvements. Depending on the die you place here, you may build an improvement that is up to the height of that die, as shown by the symbols here. So 4 would get me up to the wheelbarrow, and I, of course, have to have the resources to pay in order to get those improvements. When you get an improvement, they'll often give you something that lasts throughout the game, occasionally some in-game scoring or some other abilities, or the glades, like I mentioned earlier, which provide additional locations to go to. Whenever you build an improvement, you will take off the bottom of your available cottages and place it on the card to show it's yours, also revealing additional points. So anytime during your turn or at the end of your turn, you can choose to build improvements. So improvement cards that are in your hand, you may play the table by paying the cost and placing them in front of you. Improvements will all have a point value in the top left corner. Some of them may have a symbol, which could be part of various sets that you have, or there are cards in the multiplayer, or rather cards and improvements in the multiplayer that will give bonuses based on what set items other players have. So it's important to note that. There are cards that will give bonuses if you have a matching card that is shown in the wording, and there's some additional effects like storing resources or whatnot on them. For example, the bookshelf, where you get additional points for storing books on the bookshelf. Now, the difference here is that when you store a resource on a card, that resource is no longer worth its own points at the end of the game, but is instead worth the new value as dictated by the card. So you do not have to allocate resources to cards that allow you to store until the end of the game. So you can rearrange things at the end. Then, once the round is over, you will pass the early worm to the next player clockwise, and then continue with the next round. Once the cards on the metal and force locations are gone, then the game is over, and you can add up all the points. You can do this by flipping over your player board, and it shows a little handy point tracker, as well as a location to store your additional houses, so you can see what points you would be getting. And resources are worth a 3-to-1 point value, except for coins, which are worth 1 point, and books, which are worth 2 points. And that is the game. So for solo, it plays very much the same as a multiplayer game. The main difference is that you are going to have to kind of go through the improvements deck and remove anything that references other players, as well as 1 copy of each improvement. And this way, there will only be 1 of each improvement. Everything else remains unchanged, although if you do reveal a few of the different animals that involve other players, like the moose, the lynx, and the loon, you'll have to draw a new visitor instead. You can also only play as the full game for single player, but the games are typically shorter single player anyways, so that should not be a problem. Scoring and everything is the same, and then once you are done your game, at the back of the rule book, there is a naming guide based on how well you did and the different things you collected. You can generate kind of a silly little name for yourself. So let's begin my solo playthrough. First thing I'm going to have to do is discard one of the 3 starting cards I got. I think I'm going to get rid of the flute. So I just have the pantry, which is going to let me store some resources here for additional points. So that could come in handy at the end of the game. And I'm looking for a quilt for my rocking chair. The beaver is the first creature out, and so all month long, so all round. Both forest locations provide 2 wood in addition to what they show. Ooh, that's pretty good. So this says place a couple of wood here as a reminder. So I'm definitely going to want to pick up some bonus wood for that. So let's roll. Okay, a 3 and a 6. Not great if I'm working towards those. So let's speculate over here. I want as much wood as possible, so I think I'm going to go to both of these locations. Might as well take advantage of this while I can. And assuming I'm getting lots of wood, I can convert to coins, and then I think I really would like to start on some improvements, so I can kind of get a little bit of engine going here, so I can possibly get some more resources. Or things. Something like the wheelbarrow would be really nice. Okay, now we roll the family dice. Oh, good. Okay, and some nice small numbers. And then we allocate. So I want definitely some options here. I want to get some coins. I think the wheelbarrow would be really nice to have early because it's going to allow you to get some extra resources. I need a 3 under here. I need a total value of 5 under here. And the extra die is just wasted, which is fine. So here, I'm going to end up getting 3 wood because the bonus. I think we can see things pretty clearly here. Both forest locations, wow. And then an additional 4 wood, 1, 2, 3, 4 from this other location. And 2 mushrooms. And I'm going to go ahead and take these guys back to show that they're done. And then I'm going to go this location. I'm going to trade 3 wood. I want to keep some wood. I do have that rocking chair and pantry are going to need a lot of wood. So maybe I will just trade 2 woods for 2 coins. Okay, and then, so this guy is done. And next, I'm going to build that wheelbarrow for 2 wood and a coin. And getting this, place house on it. I'm going to put that up here. And this gives me the wheelbarrow token, which allows me to place it out on one of these upper locations during the speculation phase. And I can claim, if I activate that location, 1 additional basic resource that I would be collecting from that location at that time. So I think that was a very good first round. Got some things started. I can't really build anything for my handy yet, so I think that's fine. We're going to discard the orchard and soup and refill here. Pattern book, the weather vane. We are going to discard the top of these locations, turn the wheel, and see what visitor is up next. All right, it's the frog. So immediately place 2 lessons learned token from the supply here. Each player may use them on their turn. Oh, and then return them at the end of the round. Great, so I get 2 free lessons learned. Every visitor at the inn is very generous. There is no one who takes away or penalizes the game. Everything is very happy and friendly and helpful, which is kind of nice. So let's roll. We'll go 5 and 6. Well, that could be good here for the apple, or maybe even the book. I would need a number and then 2 numbers sequentially afterwards. Okay, what do I want to go for? And my wheelbarrow. I do need some wheat and mushrooms for my pantry. I can trade mushrooms in for other stuff. That could be good. An apple. This one is really powerful location. 2 books. It's pretty good. Because I'm eyeing that bookshelf here where I can store books and it makes them worth 3 points instead of 2 points each. That's pretty good. So I might go there. That's going to require 3 die. I might go pick up the wooden apples here. So that's 5 dice already. And maybe the mushroom. And maybe if none of that works, as a backup, let's go to maybe over. No, I need something because if I don't have exact numbers here, I'm kind of toast. So let's pick up a card as a backup, just in case. All right, let me roll. Okay, looking good, looking good. Okay, let's see. Well, I mean, 5 and 6 are going to go there. 5 and 6, and then the 3 and one of these free tokens. Change that to a 4. And yeah, I wasn't able to get my mushrooms, but I am able to get a card. So I think that's okay. I'm going to grab that bookshelf. So I'm up to my max hand size here. And I'm going to take lessons learned for this guy because he was unable to perform his job. 2 more wood and an apple. I got lots of resources starting to pile up here. Oh, I forgot to place my wheelbarrow. Well, I'd probably likely place it there for an apple. Because I knew I had that locked anyways. And then I get 2 books and a coin. Which is very, very, very nice. It's back. Remove these locations. Okay, now let's start the build. Yeah, I still don't have enough for the pantry or the rocking chair, but that bookshelf is done. So let's play this. 6 points right away. And let's put this over here so everyone can see it. And on to the next round. We'll move the next 2 locations, turn the wheel, drop the left card and bottom improvements. Okay, so new card came out. Pot of tea gives me bonus points for the rocking chair, so that's on my list of things I want. And let's get a new visitor. Is the wild turkey. After rolling the family die, each player may change one of their own family dice to any result they wish. Wow. Well, that's really good. All right, let's roll 3 and a 2. Okay, I gotta think for a second about this. I really want some string so I can start building the rocking chair. So total 7 or higher. It might be good to just make that a 6 now. I think we need some high numbers here. 2s don't really serve me, so I'm going to make us 2 a 6. And then let's do some speculation. Well, I mean, this is good for the pantry because it would just give me 1 each of everything I need. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go get some of the string. I could really use more apples, or not some more wood. Do I want to build anything? I haven't picked up any stone yet, so maybe I'll do that. Just in case. I don't really need the coins. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That might be pushing it. Let's try. Okay. So I'm also going to place my wheelbarrow out over here with the wheat. I mean, with the string. And then I'm going to roll. Okay, 3, 4, 3, 6. Not bad. Let's sign these over here. Total 7 or higher. 1 or 2. I did not get a 1 or 2. I do want this. 7 higher, and maybe I'll use the lessons learned. Change that to a 2. All right, so that gets me 2 stone. Bring this guy back home to the family. And then the 3 is going to get me 1 each of the food resources. Kind of stack them up a little bit here. And then 2 mushrooms and an apple. I'm getting a lot of resources here. And then 2 strings and a coin. Or yarns, maybe they're yarn. Okay, that went fairly well. Take my wheelbarrow back. And I think I'm going to start building here. Maybe the rocking chair. Might as well. I can get more wood later. So 3 wood. And a yarn builds me the rocking chair. So that's good. I don't have enough wood for the pantry. So let's move on to the next rounds. Discard some cards, remove the next 2 locations, turn the wheel. And then let's refill some stuff. Could really use more improvements though. And then we have the pileated woodpecker. Interesting things about woodpeckers is, by the way, in case you haven't figured it out by now, I am a scout leader, so I've learned a few things about animals and forest-related things in my time. So the woodpecker's tongue is one of the longest tongues, per size of the animal ratio of any creature. Their tongue actually, not only is it long enough to kind of dig into little holes and stuff they've packed to pull bugs out, but when it's retreated, it wraps back around behind the brain of the woodpecker and causes kind of a cushion to hold the brain still. So that when the woodpecker is pecking, the tree, they're not giving themselves a concussion for every time they do that. All right, so it says all month long, all improvements and comforts cost 1 less wood than displayed in their cards. Oh my gosh, that's perfect because it means I can build a pantry for no wood, and I may want to consider building a additional location too, maybe a field or something. So roll my personal dice, 2 4s. Okay, not bad for that one. For higher, all even. That could work. So I need to speculate now. And I do want that pot of tea before it disappears. So I could go for that. I mean, I could get that later though, because no other player is going to steal it from me. So it's not as big a deal. Definitely want to go there. I definitely think I'm going to go for some more books because my bookshelf allows me to increase books. Let's see here. Oh, the all even could be really nice, but I feel like there's not even enough dice to get both of those and anything else. But I'm just gonna spread things out a little bit. And I got to think about the wheelbarrow and where I'm gonna put that. And maybe I'll put that. I already have 2 of the same. So I'll put the wheelbarrow over here. All right, let's roll. Okay, well, the 3 all even may not work. What would I do to build? Bicycle could be nice if I have the wood for it. Or the field. I don't really need the stone right now. And I get a discount, so that's probably the best. I might want to make sure that I have something to build over here. I don't have any lessons learned, so I actually can't. Well, I do. I can. No, I can't. I have no way of taking this location, so I'm just going to take them back now. I remember I could not spend lessons learned because I gained it on this turn. I'm technically not done placing things yet. And then we have all even. Oh, I need 2 of the same. You know what? I guess I'm going to have to build a bicycle because otherwise I'm not going to be able to get everything that I need to get. So, all right, let's claim here. We have a wood, 2 more apples, and a coin. And as you can see, my resource pile is kind of growing fast here. And then I'm going to take an additional wheat, since wheat is a little bit hard to come by right now, and I have tons of apples. Take that back. My wheelbarrow, which I have to remember. And I'm going to build a bicycle. So that's going to be a wood and a stone. Since I get a discount of a wood. Place house. That card says at the start of your turn, you may move one of your workers to a different location. So that's after the speculation phase. So that could be useful if I don't quite roll what I need. And then I'm going to build this, so a discount of 1 wood. I'm going to spend a wheat, a mushroom, and an apple. And I now have the pantry. So I can start storing things here in sets. So right now I have sets of 2. So I don't have to put these here to the end of the game, but I'm going to put them there just as a reminder. I already have 2 things, so that's 4 points. All right, so remove some cards. Slide, move down. Clean cup. Locations. So we only have a few rounds left before the end of the game. That was, I think, the 2nd summer, I believe. I haven't lost track. I think I just rotated that. And the new visitor at the end is the Blue Jay. At the end of the month, each player may resolve 1 valley location. So that's these 2 here. Of their choice, using the village dice only, as if they'd sent a worker there. So I can place these on one of these locations without a worker. I think I already know where I want to go. I want to get some wheat. So let's roll. 1 to 3 does not bode well for a whole even. Because I definitely want some wheat so I can boost up my pantry. I could really use some books. I might just want to buy books here, because I can do that twice. I can spend 2 coins for 2 books. Not a lot of locations to get books right now. Maybe I'll do some construction. And let's speculate here. And the wheelbarrow has to go with a family member. So let's place it over here. Oh no, I can place it over here. Okay. All right, let's roll. Okay, let's see. So I need all even over here. Oh, I also have the bicycle, so I can move when my work is different to a different location. Yeah, because I don't think this guy is not going to. He's not going to do anything. Actually, letters. No, I can. So let's move him to somewhere. The card. All right, so I've got this here with no worker, not necessary. I do want to activate this. I want the umbrella. And let's see here. I guess I'll just get the card. I think he's gonna have to go home with nothing, because this is not gonna. Although, you know what? 4 here, the 1 here, and use my lessons learned. And I think we're good. So the only thing we're losing is the guy who's getting the card is going to take lessons learned, which is fine, because I really want the pot of tea anyways. And then we're going to gain a coin and 2 stones because of my wheelbarrow is there. So you can come home. And then we're going to get 4 wheat up here. which is great for my little set building pantry here. So essentially I've got a set of 4 things here, which is quite huge. And I'm going to buy 2 books for 2 coins. So this means I can do that twice, a coin for book twice. And I'm just going to put them right on my bookshelf so I don't forget. And then we're going to build the weather vane for a coin and 2 stone. And the weather vane says once each turn, you may raise or lower 1 village die by 1. The die keeps its new value for the rest of the month. So that's actually going to change a die for other players, which is kind of interesting. And then he comes home. Great, let's remove the bottom cards. I'm gonna have to start getting some cards to build because I have nothing in my hand right now. You will see that you will run out of improvements in the multiplayer, I'm sorry, in the single player game, but that's not a huge deal. You can only build 4 anyways. And we still have a few rounds left too. So let's remove this, turn the water wheel. Our new visitor at the inn is the hairy-tailed mole. So all month long, stone and coins may be used as each other for any purpose. Oh, interesting. Okay, and let's begin. Roll. So let's see what we got here. I have no coins, but I want to pick up the pot of tea. That's good for some apples. Stone. Do I want to build 1 more location? Maybe the scale. Or the umbrella. And each turn you may add 1 or 2 to 1 of your family dice. Oh, that umbrella is really good. So let's see if we can get that with my 2 coins. We need definitely to pick up my pot of tea. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to build it. Let us go to the double stone with the wheelbarrow. Since stone can be used for coins, I can spend stone for everything I get this turn. And I need some more other resources, so maybe doubles. All right, we'll roll. All right, so I could choose to move somebody with my bicycle. I don't think I will. I can raise or lower 1 die. So let's wait and see. The umbrella, I don't really need much for there. I just need a 1. Let's put the 5 over here. 2 that are the same. Go here. Any die here, and my family dice is just going to get wasted, but that is fine. I'm not going to use my pip changing ability, so I'm going to get a coin and a wood for this friend in the forest here. I'm going to get 3 stone because of my wheelbarrow. He's going to drive that wheelbarrow home. And I'm going to pick up that pot of tea before it's gone. And I'm going to build the umbrella, and I'm going to spend 2 stone for it because I can. So that's my 4th improvement. I actually have no room for improvements left, which is fine. And I can build a pot of tea for 2 apples, and in this case, a stone because of the friendly mole. So that's good. That's gonna combo well with my rocking chair. And okay, that is the end of the round. Let's grab some cards. Actually, I'm just gonna get rid of the improvements because I'll leave them as a reminder, but I can't build any more anyways. Ooh, the piggy bank. The piggy bank gives +2 points for each coin stored there. Rotate this. Remove 1 of these. There's still 2 whole rounds left. And the game does run a little bit long. And then the pine marten. So all month long, workers may not be sent to forest locations. Oh, okay. On your turn, you may assign dice to resolve forest locations as if you had sent a worker there. Oh, okay. So it's So the forest, which is over here, can be activated with dice and no workers. Kind of makes me wish I had a cottage or something too. So that is fine. Let's roll. 3 and 4. And let's send out some workers. I don't even know what to do right now. The lamp is not really necessary because it's just another book location. The piggy bank could be good. It costs some coins, but you know, that's okay. Maybe I'll go for the piggy bank. In that case, I'm going to need some more coins. I could spend lessons learned for coins, but oh, books, mushrooms, and apples for books. There's books up here. Okay, hold on. First of all, let's get some additional apples and things here. So I need 2 dice that equals 7. I have that already. 3 dice, total 6 or lower. That's a bit of a stretch. So that's 5 dice already. I could use some mushrooms, but I don't think that's going to happen. I can trade in resources for wood. Maybe I'll go pick up a card. And what am I going to do with my last guy? Apples and mushrooms. No, I want apples and mushrooms. I don't have enough dice to do another one of these locations. Maybe I'll just speculate and go here. But you know what? Because of my bicycle, I can move a guy, which could be useful. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5. I keep rolling straights in this game. Total 6 or lower. I do not have total 6 or lower on 3 dice. So unfortunately, he is going to miss out. I don't have enough lessons learned to do anything. So I'm going to move him somewhere with my bicycle. Let's figure out where he's going to go next. That can go there. That can go there. I cannot place in the forest, but I can place, let's see, 2 equal dice, which would give me, I'd like to get the mushrooms, but I rolled too high a number. Mushrooms, sure. You know what? Let's go here. Oh no, it's total. Sorry, over here. Spend lessons learned, and there. So he's actually just going to come home and take lessons learned. And then we're going to get a coin and a stone for here. Let's see, 2 apples and a wood. And then we are going to get, with the wheelbarrow, there is 2 apples and 2 wheat. And I think I'm going to take a bonus one of maybe, what do I have more of right now? I think I have the same, apples and wheat. I guess in the fall, there's no string, so that doesn't really matter. I guess I'll take a wheat. And then that comes home. And for a card, I'm going to grab that piggy bank. Yep. All right. Let's remove. Breads and quilt. Oh, do I have a bonus for quilts? I do. Rocking chair is +2 if I have a quilt. So that might be good. This is going to be the last round. Rotate this. And let's see who is new at the end. It's the common raven. So I can spend 2 coins for a book, a coin for a card and lessons learned, 3 wheat for a coin. So, immediately in turn order, each player places a coin from the supply in a different location. This month, those locations provide a coin in addition to what they show. Discard the coin from those locations when the month ends. So where do I want to go? So I take a coin and I'm going to put it Oh, I really need some mushrooms, so I'm definitely going to put it here. Okay, speculate. 2 and a 6. And I definitely need to go there. I should have maybe some conversion at the end. Last minute. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. At the end of the last round, build the piggy bank. Although it doesn't really matter if I built it on which turn. And I can put some coins here. I could read some more books. So let's go here. And I don't really have any way to buy books. I guess books are more here. Or do I want to go for the breads? It requires 5, but if I get my mushrooms, I'm not going to have 5 resources. Or the quilt. Oh, the quilt, the string, the coin, the book. Yeah, I think that might be worth it. Okay, let's roll. All right, not bad. So I got my 5. I got my both even, and doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to take the quilt. Oh, I guess, sorry, the only wheelbarrow location I could take was here. I keep forgetting that wheelbarrow. All right, I'm going to take a wood. Oops, 2. I'll take a wood, 2 mushrooms, and I can take another mushroom as my bonus. That's 3. And I get a coin this round, because I'm just going to take this coin. And then come home. And then I'm going to get a book for this guy. And let's see, I need to do a little bit of calculating. So I need more coins. 4, so I can actually spend a wheat for coins. But first, let's do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So my pantry is absolutely loaded up right now. So I can spend 2 wheat for 2 coins. Following this. Okay. And then lastly, I'm going to build my quilt with a string, a coin, and a book for the quilt. And that is it. Then all I have to do is add up my points because we're out of rounds. And let's flip over here. Sorry, this is giving me a little bit of calculation. And I'm just going to use maybe a lessons learned to show my point value. So I've built all my houses. So that is 8 points. Actually, that's probably too big. Let's use a coin. So that's 8 points there for all my houses. Then for improvements themselves, we have 4, 7, 10. So up to 18. Let's do leftover resources. So I got 1 point for leftover resources. Then we have, let's see, bookshelf is 6 plus 3 for each book there. So that's another 12. Where was I? 1, 2, 20, 30. The rocking chair is worth 7 because I have the quilt. I'll do the pantry last because that's going to be a pain. The quilt is worth 7. So that is 44. The piggy bank is worth 3, and then coins are worth 2 each here. So 8 is 11. 55. I'm at plus 50 already. The pot of tea is worth 6 because I have the rocking chair. And now the pantry is going to be a mess. So it's worth 5 on its own. Let's do that first. And I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I have 7 of each of those resources. So that is 14 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 30. All right, so I'm at 80 points even for that game. All right, not too bad. And then lastly is you look at the back book and you see what you have built the most of. So of the types of things, I actually have one quilt is the only thing with a symbol. So that's snuggly. How many comforts did you craft? I crafted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is prepared. How many improvements? I have 4. It says protector. And 80 is of comfort. So I am the snugly prepared protector of comforts. All right. Well, let's head up and I will give my review. If you didn't see my final score, I, following the naming chart, am the snugly prepared protector of comfort. I'm pretty happy with that answer. I'm a bit of a snuggly kind of guy. So, all right, let's take a quick look at components first. Cards are all excellent quality. Dice, are standard dice. The meeples are these great screen printed double-sided meeples. Each family is different color and shape. It's quite unique. They look great. Resources are a little small. I only have the retail version, not the Kickstarter. So they're just little single punch outs, and they're tiny. They're pretty small. They're decently thick, but I think they kind of need to be that tiny because there are so many resources. It is just crazy how much there are. They probably could have gone with cubes, but then you'd have to kind of translate in your brain, like, okay, green is an apple and, red is a book. And it wouldn't be as thematic, I think. So, I think they did what they could. Storing them can be a pain. You could, put them all in a big container or a bunch of little containers or a tackle box or something. That'd be fine. There's plenty of variety in the different cards. There are multiples of each. And there are some cards that allow you to store stuff, a lot of adjacency bonuses, things like if you have a rocking chair, you get bonus points. There's nothing really super original or different. They're pretty much just sets of things. The multiplayer does add some improvements that give you points based on what types of cards other players have built. So there's a little bit of a gaming kind of system that way, but it's a minor impact. The improvements are all great. I didn't get to build any of the glades, but being able to provide additional locations in the board can be pretty tasty because all they require is any family die of whatever number and no worker. So they're always quite helpful, and as long as players are going for that, they can really help out you and your opponents. The way the game is mostly just a collection game. You're mostly just speculating on dice, collecting resources, buying things, and kind of building some sets out of that. So the play is pretty simple. It's easy to teach. There's not a ton of mechanics. It's mostly just placing out dice to match the numbers or paying the cost. Everything is very clear. So this is a very welcoming game. I think you could play this with children who are kind of a little bit more advanced in their or so have some gaming experience. You can definitely play it like adults will quite enjoy it. I do recommend if you're playing with more than 2 players, you play the shorter game, which is 2 seasons less. You will have a less of a building experience, but there can be a fair amount of AP when it comes to the resolving your turns, which is a shame because everything else is so fast. The fact that everybody can put out their workers simultaneously just makes that phase breeze by compared to other work placement games. But there's also far less tension. You are not trying to get that spot before someone else. And so I think it misses out on some of the better parts of worker placement where, you do have that tension, trying to get things before other players do. So it's missing a little bit there, but the placement works, but it almost acts more as a betting or a speculation, as I was calling it during my playthrough. And that's fine. The actual resolving, since you do have to wait for another player to completely place their dice, resolve everything, and before it's your turn, there is a fair amount of waiting kind of in between turns, because it's all kind of front-loaded or back-loaded rather. But it's not too unimaginable, but I do find that the game does run a little bit long because of that with higher player counts. I'm not sure if I would ever want to play this at 5 players. It would just be long. While you could play it at 5, it would just take forever to wait for your turn to come around to resolve things. Solo works very well. There's really, you're just removing the options for improvements. So there's only one of each. Since you can't have duplicates anyways, that's fine. And certain cards and improvements that play off of there being multiple players, you're not really missing that anyways with solo. So the actual play is, as you saw, is fairly quick and smooth. Again, it does run fairly long, but that's less of an issue playing solo because it is always your turn. You're constantly playing. But it is a straight beat your own high score. You are only looking at points and pretty much it. So the fact that they added a little naming guide there makes it a little bit extra fun. I do have to say it's kind of silly, but it adds a little bit more than just giving yourself a point value at the end. Since there is no AI or anything to speak of in this game. All right, so I would indeed recommend this game. I don't think it is a very high recommendation. If you like resource conversion games where you're more resource collection games where you're just getting stuff, buying stuff, getting stuff, buying stuff, a little bit of push your luck, very small in the placement and speculation. But I think, it is a good welcoming game. I think it is especially well done in terms of art and graphic design. Everything is very clear, it's very pretty, and it's very friendly looking. That works very well. It's easy to teach new players. Players may be a little bit frustrated with waiting for their turns. But again, if you played a shorter game mode, it's not too bad. And you can probably play with families if they have a tolerance for this kind of game length and that kind of these kinds of mechanics in play. It is not too inexpensive a game. So I think for solo, if you like what you see, maybe watch a little of my playthrough, then you'll probably want to pick it up. But there's nothing that really stands out, above the crowd that really sets us apart from a lot of other games. It is very similar to a lot of just general getting resources and buying things kind of games out there. It's not necessarily what I look for in a solo game. The beat your own high score, I'm kind of okay with. But I don't think I would buy this specifically for solo, although it does work if you do want to play it. And again, it is a good game. It is definitely, good. Everyone I've played it with has enjoyed it. And it's not memorable, but it is a good game. So check it out if it interests you. And I'm Will from Cardboard Minute. Thanks for watching.